This Tina Charles Sue Bird podcast, the snippet that has come out and is making the rounds, and my God, you want to talk about nuclear backlash against these.
You ever hear a podcast clip that makes you want to pause reality and ask, did they really just say that? That's what happened when the Tina Charles and Sue Bird podcast snippet hit the internet. The backlash? Nuclear. A fallout cloud of disbelief and disappointment, especially aimed at Sue Bird.
Two, I'm really disappointed in Sue Bird. She's been largely positive when it's come to things involving Caitlin Clark. I will tell you something that sends a shiver of fear down my spine when it comes to Sue Bird now.
Someone previously known for support, or at least neutrality when it came to Caitlin Clark. But this wasn't neutrality. It was full-on roast mode. Clark got cooked so bad, you'd think the WNBA was hosting a barbecue and forgot to invite decency. Sue and Tina laughing like it's amateur hour at the Laugh Factory, while Clark, the league's biggest draw, was the butt of the joke. If pettiness were a currency, they just hit the jackpot. Honestly, it felt less like commentary and more like coordinated shade with a side of condescension. At this point, Clark might want to skip the Team USA drama altogether and launch Team Clark.
What's your thoughts just on this whole conversation about the physicality of the league? Coming in 2010, coming in now, do you think it's that much different? Has it changed?
I think it's softer.
It's softer now?
Yeah.
LOL.
I think it's softer.
Everybody thinks it's like a fucking fight out there every night. I know.
That would probably sell more jerseys anyway. But let's rewind, because what we're witnessing might be the most blatant example of petty politics in women's basketball history. Sue Bird asked Tina Charles about the league's physicality back in 2010 compared to now. Tina said it was softer, laughed about it even. Not just evolved, not just different, softer. And the implication? That Clark, and by extension this era of players, are part of the problem. That they're less tough, less battle-tested. But the irony is thick, because Clark's the one getting bodied game after game. She's the one picking herself up from the hardwood while her teammates act like their shoelaces suddenly became a top priority. No support, no solidarity, just silence. And that silence?
I mean, keeping me from is just like age, you're not as athletic, the motor, and all of that. But I think it's softer, and the bigs aren't as big. Like,
Yeah, so for you especially, it's less pounding probably.
yeah, like I was going up against Erica De Sosa, Sancho Little.
There's a reason people are losing respect for Sue and Tina. There's a reason fans are telling Clark to skip the Olympics if Bird is involved. Because what's happening isn't about basketball. It's about politics, power, and a league that can't handle a newcomer rewriting the script. Sue Bird, former Olympic gold medalist and WNBA champion, once praised Caitlin Clark. But this time, the mask slipped. She wasn't just shading Clark. She was dismissing everything Clark's brought to the table. The ratings, the excitement, the relevance. It wasn't subtle. It was a full 180. Clark, the rookie phenom, the one drawing millions of new eyes to the sport, getting laughed at by legends on a podcast. Legends who should know better. But this isn't just about the veterans. Let's talk about her teammates. Clark's been decked on the court more times than we can count. And how do her teammates respond? Blank stares.
Can't take the old WNBA guard out of the old WNBA guard, right? She came up through this corrupt WNBA system, and now she's the managing director for the U.S.
No help up, no confrontation. It's like they're guarding their own egos more than the basket. Like they're saying, not our problem. You'd think basketball was a solo sport. The league has long cried foul over lack of support, promotion, media love. Now they've got someone who brings all of that. Someone who's not just a player but a cultural phenomenon, and they're trying to freeze her out. It's a case study in self-sabotage. She didn't ask for a crown, she just wanted to hoop. And now they're punishing her for playing too well. Her crime? Being effective, being marketable, being, God forbid, different. They call it hazing. But hazing ends. This doesn't. This is systemic sabotage masquerading as earning your stripes. When Jeff Teague said Clark wouldn't score on Bronny James, the internet exploded.
As a women's national team. You see this comment, hugely disappointed and lost all respect for both Sue Bird and Tina Charles. How is this okay? Caitlin, don't play in the Olympics if Sue has any.
Because let's be real, Bronny's resume reads more like a trust fund than a player profile. NIL deals, name value, hype. But production? Let's just say Caitlin Clark has done more with less. And yet she's the one questioned, tested, pushed to prove herself over and over again while carrying a team and a league. The resentment is off the charts. No screens, no ball movement. Just isolation, apathy, and envy disguised as team dynamics. Every assist is met with a shrug, every foul with indifference, and don't even bring up the bench energy. That's not basketball culture, it's cafeteria drama. You can feel the cold shoulder in 4K resolution. When Clark touches the ball, the tension is palpable.
When we have Sue Bird. Yes, Sue Bird, the 5-time Olympian gold medalist, the 4-time WNBA champion Sue Bird. I've seen this girl praise Caitlin Clark. I've seen this girl throw shade at Caitlin Clark. But this one kind of takes...
Teammates become spectators. It's like watching a soloist perform with a backup band that refuses to play. That's not competitiveness. That's alienation. And the saddest part, she still plays through it, still passes, still hustles, still believes in the game even when the game stops believing in her, because she's not just playing for wins. She's playing to survive a gauntlet of passive-aggressive politics. And now we've got a podcast clip making the rounds like it's an audition tape for who can throw the most shade in 30 seconds. Sue Bird, once a voice of reason, now giggling while Tina Charles labels the league softer, all while Clark is the one getting knocked down and left behind. Tina Charles, who once stood idly by when Clark got dropped to the floor and offered zero concern.
Respect that. I can respect that. I know Angel Reese does not like Caitlin Clark. I can respect the fact that she don't big her up. At least you're standing on it. Don't be fake. Don't lie, but don't be fake either. Don't smile on her face.
The most jaw-dropping thing in all of this isn't just the disrespect from the opponents, it's the disregard from her own team. This isn't just passive aggressiveness anymore. This is full-on betrayal. You've got post-game pressers from her own organization sounding less like analysis and more like roast battles. Subtle digs, shade-wrapped critiques, and zero acknowledgement of what she brings to the court. The president of the Indiana Fever has basically joined the smear campaign. And we're supposed to believe this is just competitiveness? Let's not insult our own intelligence. This is pettiness on steroids. Caitlin Clark gets fouled harder than anyone else in the league. She hits the ground, hard, again and again. And what do the refs do? Nothing. What do her teammates do? Blink. There's more emotion from the ball boy wiping sweat than from the players on the bench.
This is what we're beginning to see after the injuries, after seeing what it is Stephanie White has done to the Iowa phenom, the young lady known as Caitlin Clark.
No one's backing her up. No one's checking on her. They've mentally and emotionally checked out. This is supposed to be America's team, right? The one riding the wave of Caitlin mania, packed arenas, skyrocketing ratings. But on the floor, it's like she's invisible. Not in terms of play, because she's producing, but in terms of presence. She's there, but not welcome. And the fans? The fans see it. They're not stupid. They read between the lines. They notice when no one celebrates her threes, when the assists go unacknowledged. They see the absence of chemistry and the presence of bitterness. And the media don't even start. The media's tying itself into knots trying to spin this. It's just adjustment. It's just competitiveness. No, it's not. It's erasure in real time. They're scrubbing her joy, her spark, her leadership. And for what? Because she didn't come up through the right circles? Because she didn't wait her turn to be great? The truth is, the old guard can't stand her because she didn't beg to be let in. She just showed up and did the job better than anyone expected, and that terrifies them. It's like she's living in a haunted house of egos, each room filled with whispers that she doesn't belong. And yet she still walks in every night, drops 25, and leaves without so much as a fist bump.
You're starting to get even more disrespect from the WNBA players, and now from somebody that has actually supported her in the past and talked her up in the past. I'm talking about former NBA player Jeff.
And now, even veterans who once had her back are falling into the noise. Jeff Teague, who once praised her, is now throwing her under the bus, said she wouldn't score on Bronny James. Bronny James, who has yet to prove himself beyond his last name, is now the measuring stick. The desperation is real. Clark isn't asking for special treatment. She's asking for fairness, for teammates who act like teammates, for a league that doesn't laugh when she's down. But the problem is bigger than the locker room. It's the entire WNBA ecosystem. They asked for a savior. They begged for fans, for viewers, for relevance. They said the league wasn't getting the attention it deserved. And now that attention is here, and it has a name, Caitlin Clark.
This is how you treat your prized possession? This is how you treat your cash cow? This is how you treat your savior? This is how you treat the young woman responsible for
But instead of welcoming her, they're walling her out. It's like building an ark and locking the door in a flood. They had the opportunity to ride the wave. Instead, they're getting drowned by their own insecurity. Clark didn't bring mediocrity. She brought urgency. She didn't come to blend in. She came to compete. And that's the issue. She isn't playing by the old rules. She's rewriting them. And the veterans, they're salty. They see their status fading. They hear the cheers for someone new. And instead of mentoring, they're mutinying. Instead of support, they bring shade. And Tina Charles and Sue Bird? Their little podcast moment wasn't just commentary. It was the moment the mask dropped. It was proof that even legends are human, capable of pettiness, capable of undermining. And it's not just them, it's systemic. The whole machine is turning against its own golden ticket. The resentment toward Clark isn't about who she is. It's about what she represents. She's not just a player, she's a mirror, a reflection of everything the league claims it wanted, but now can't control. She came in unapologetic, undeniable, and they hate her for it.
Bird? Well, Casey, why are you acting so surprised? We've always known that the WNBA doesn't know how to treat their stars properly. I'm not talking about the
And what makes this betrayal historic is that it's happening while the league watches itself get saved. Like a lifeboat punching holes in itself because it doesn't like who climbed in. And Clark, she just keeps hooping. Silent treatment, she shoots. Elbows, she drives. Backhanded praise, she grinds harder. This isn't hazing. It's a psychological minefield, and somehow she's still smiling, still lifting the league while they drag her down. And now fans are asking real questions. What happens next? What if she leaves? What if she builds her own platform, her own league? What if she becomes so big that she makes the WNBA irrelevant? Because here's the thing, it's already possible. She has the reach, the audience, the momentum. She could go global tomorrow. And the W would have no one to blame but itself. They pushed away their savior. And when history gets written, the gatekeepers won't be remembered.
Is we can fairly say that Caitlin Clark is like Donald Trump, right? The same way they have the Donald Trump syndrome. I think these individuals have Caitlin Clark syndrome. Let's not forget when Teague said Caitlin Clark wouldn't score a point on Bronny James. Yeah, Bronny James, right? The dude with more